Tuscaloosa to frenzy. Firing. Touchdown, Alabama.
SEC champions, Alabama, Crimson Tide.
We talked about Alabama. Step back three. Money. And the Alabama Crimson Tide will roll into the Final Four.
Roll Tide!
Roll Tide and welcome to TideTV This Week. I'm Roger Hoover, joined by Paige Riley. And Paige, it's great to have you back this week. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, Roger, and we got a lot to catch up on this week.
We certainly do. It was an exciting weekend here at the Capstone. On Friday night, we celebrated Big Al's birthday. And where do we do that? At the season opener for the Alabama gymnastics team.
That's right, and heading into Friday night's matchup, Alabama had an impressive streak going with 14 straight wins against North Carolina. The Tide looked to keep that momentum going against the Tar Heels.
Despite the snow here in Tuscaloosa and the ice that really swept through the whole state on Friday, the Gym Tide had a great crowd of almost 9,000 fans at Coleman Coliseum. Alabama claimed all 5 event titles, highlighted by 3 from Gabby Gladio. The first of those was an incredible performance on vault. Gladio sticking the landing at 9.925. Then she recorded the highest event score of the night with a 9.590 on a fantastic floor exercise routine.
Freshman Peyton Walker claimed the highest score on the uneven bars with a 9.9 in her first performance for the Crimson Tide, while Lily Hudson tied for the event title on beam. Gladio's third title came in the all-around as she and Hudson captured the first 2 spots, with Gladio winning the all-around title with a 3.9575. All of that added up to a 1.97025 to 1.95225 win for the Tide over the Tar Heels.
Overall, I think that was a really great start for us. We, of course, have things we're already going to be thinking about tweaking, building, adjusting, but I really couldn't have asked for anything more to start the season with a young team that delivered a strong, scary statement to the gymnastics world.
And with that impressive performance, the Gym Tide moving up 3 spots in the rankings this week to number 3. This week, the Tide takes on 8th-ranked Kentucky.
It was a great opening night for this team, and it's really been remarkable to see what Ashley Johnston has done with this program, especially with it being her 2nd season as head coach.
Let's take an all-access look at the big win on Big Al's birthday inside Coleman Coliseum.
Welcome to snowy Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Everyone is getting ramped up for the season opener between the Alabama Crimson Tide and the North Carolina Tar Heels.
I don't know about you guys, but I've been itching for season to start. We're in for a good night tonight. And there you have it. Look at that. A beautiful Yurchenko 1.5. I mean, talk about being the rock of this team. A huge Yurchenko 1.5. She knew it. Look how high she got. A beautiful landing. She knew that landing was good.
And now for Alabama, the sophomore from San Diego, California, Chloe LaCourcier, a 2nd-team All-American a season ago.
Dismount to a stuck landing. I'm pretty sure we're going to be holding space for that routine for a while. Huge full twisting double back from Lily Hudson.
Yeah, we talked a lot about her in this meet so far, Louisa, and she can do some real magic on the bars.
Watch this Jaeger! Huge!
The freshman Peyton Walker will try and wrap it up right for the Tide.
Watch this. A Maloney to what's called a Ginger. Full twisting double back to a stuck landing. She said stick. And she knew she drilled in that landing. Look at her reaction and her team. Gainer full dismount for the senior. Never know that this is her first career beam routine. A round off double twist to a stuck landing.
See Rachel Rybicki, the first time she'll make an appearance on floor.
Round off 1.5, punch full. There we go. Just a stellar performance from the 5th year, showing she's still got juice in her, and she can't wait to do more.
What a debut for the freshman, Peyton
Huge.
Walker.
Final tumbling pass, front layout to a Rudy split jump.
Well, this could be a pretty big number in the first meet of the year for Gabby Gladio.
This is the trademark. This is Alabama Crimson Tide at its finest.
Tide TV This Week is presented by the University of Alabama, where legends are made. Ford, visit your local Ford dealer, proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide.
It is just as loud here at Coleman Coliseum tonight.
I thought the whole crowd was unbelievable. I wouldn't miss anything you could possibly be at this season because it's going to be a special season.
Alabama fans at Coleman Coliseum have been so good all year long.
What a scene at Coleman Coliseum.
Let's fill Coleman every time we get a chance to fill Coleman.
What an electric crowd here.
Let's just support this team because it's not that often that you get to put a team of this caliber together.
Welcome back to Tide TV This Week. We've got a lot to cover with the Alabama men's basketball team as they traded snowy and icy weather in T-Town for College Station in a Saturday matchup against the 10th-ranked Texas A&M Aggies.
Going into that matchup against Texas A&M, the Crimson Tide had won 2 in a row over the Aggies, but had lost the last 2 in College Station. It's the first ever meeting between top 10 teams inside Reed Arena. The Alabama defense suffocated the Texas A&M offense early on. The Tide held the Aggies without a field goal for over 7 minutes as Alabama jumped out to a 16-8 lead. The Tide was hot from beyond the arc as 8 of the Tide's first 10 field goals were three-pointers. Nate Oates' squad led by as many as 10 in the first half as Alabama led 52-44 at the break.
Alabama went on an 8-0 run in the second half with the help of 6 points from Chris Youngblood. That run gave them their biggest lead of the game, 70-55, but there's a reason why A&M was ranked 10th, because they cut the Tide's lead to just 3 with just under 3 minutes to play. But the Aggies wouldn't get any closer as the Tide held on to the win 94-88.
Long ways to go before we're having serious conversation about winning a league title. But this game, if we're fortunate enough to win the games we need to moving forward, this will be one that you look back on. You know, that was a big one in my opinion because I think they're right there. I mean, they're top 10 team in the country. So to beat them on the road, it takes some toughness, and it's a big win for us.
The game lasted nearly 3 hours with a total time of 2 hours and 52 minutes. That was largely due to 58 fouls and 88 free throws. Alabama had 4 scoring double figures, led by Mark Sears with 27 points, as he hit 9 of 10 from the free throw line.
Aiden Holloway added 15 with Chris Youngblood scoring 14 and Darion Reed had 11. And despite only playing 16 minutes due to an injury, Cliff had 10 rebounds.
The win improved the Crimson Tide's mark to 14-2 with a 3-0 record in SEC play. And for his performance in that top 10 win, Mark Sears was named the SEC Co-Player of the Week for the 3rd time in his career. Sears ranks first among active D1 players with 2,456 career points.
And with that win over the Aggies, the Crimson Tide moved up in rankings this week. Alabama is 4th in the AP Top 25, which is their highest ranking since being ranked 2nd in Week 2. Our crew, as we know, does an amazing job capturing the game highlights, including all of the behind-the-scenes footage.
Let's take an all-access look at some of that behind-the-scenes footage in the Tide's top 10 win over the Aggies.
Tonight's a championship game. This one's for the SEC lead. The winner of this thing is in first place. The loser is not. Okay? This is a championship game.
We rebound the ball, we win the game. We gotta get a stop and a rebound.
We're the best, hardest team in the SEC, man.
Just be tougher, no. We're the more skilled team.
We bully.
This is the type of game you really need to win if you have hopes of putting up another banner at the end of the year. Ball goes in the air. Tap is control to the backcourt to our left.
Good job by Jaron Stevens. They got to be strong with the ball. They're going to take some chances on the defensive end. Alabama's got to be strong with it.
Thought he got fouled, no call. Again, they drive in. Stevenson, a great block in transition. Batted out by Diabate and picked up by Reed. Flips it ahead, right side. Three-pointer up and good. The bank first 3 by the Crimson Tide. A big-time bucket. Top of the arc, 3-ball bottom.
offense by Alabama. LeBaron Filines had a couple of open looks.
Gives it off to Sears, back to Reed. Left wing three ball bottom. Great catch and shoot by the McDonald's All-American. Holloway for a three.
And that was deep, but it was in rhythm. The quick pass.
Gives it off to Sears. Mark steps back, left side, three, bottom. Ooh, net nearly lays it up and in.
Sears has been so good, rising up for three. Nobody comes out. An easy finish.
The All-American giving Bama the 5-point lead again. Right back to LeBaron. He'll swing it over to Mark. Dead on. Deep three. Bottom. To Mark. From way downtown. Bottom. Goes all the way in. Nobody picked him up, and he slams it in for two. 48-41 Bama. Filon driving to the rim. Off the window and in for two. Bama by 10, matching their biggest lead of the night. Right side. Gets into the paint. Kicks it out. Drives the baseline and throws it home. Here comes Sears the other way. Kicks it to Holloway. Open three in the corner. Take our chances with that all night long.
Hey, they finna fold, man. Hey, they finna fold.
Holloway, Aiden on the drive. It was a lob to Doug from Reed. Feeling it, going down the lane, getting to the rim. Off the window and in. Aiden Holloway, another bucket. He's got 13 in Bama.
We gotta get a stop.
Rebound. We're gonna get a stop. Rebound.
So the Aggies will inbound it to Phelps. Youngblood will pick him up. Now drops back to try to get a little better position against it. Phelps drives, had it knocked away by Omori. And now we're going to see a timeout called by Buzz Williams.
Everybody. Timeout.
No freeze, no turnovers.
Comes to Hefner, top of the arc, three for the tie. It's no good. Rebounded Omori. And Omori will go to the other end to shoot two shots with 37.5 seconds remaining. Ball game. It's up, and it's no good. It popped out. Rebounded by Youngblood. Youngblood grabbed the miss.
An absolutely huge offensive rebound, Alabama.
And the buzzer sounds, and let's get out of here. Bama wins it, 94-88, your final, as the Tide improves to 14-2 on the year, 3-0 in SEC play. The ninth-ranked Aggies fall to 13.
Alabama's 94 points scored in that win over the Aggies are the most the Tide has scored in College Station. Their previous high was 74 during the 91-92 season.
And after that top 10 win, the Crimson Tide returned to the hardwood on Tuesday night inside Coleman Coliseum for a top 25 matchup against the 21st-ranked Ole Miss Rebels. Rebels took the early lead at 10-6, but Alabama responded with a 9-0 run thanks to a couple of threes from Chris Youngblood to give the Tide their biggest lead of the half at 15-10. The game was really tight throughout the rest of the first 20 minutes of play, with the Crimson Tide up one with only seconds remaining in the first half. Aiden Holloway knocked down a shot from beyond the arc to give Alabama a 4-point lead at the break, 36-32.
And in the opening minutes of the second half, Alabama only scored one field goal over a 5-minute span that allowed Ole Miss to take a double-digit lead. From there, Ole Miss never lost control of the game as they knocked down 8 free throws to hang on to the 74-64 win.
Defensively, we definitely had some mistakes and we should have been better, but we lost this game on the offensive end. We lost the game with our turnovers, our lack of effort on the offensive glass. Guys that we count on to go get offensive rebounds came through with nothing for us tonight, and we got to do a better job making sure our guys mentally are ready to go and understand how tough these games are every single night out in the SEC.
Alabama will look to bounce back on Saturday as the Tide travels to Lexington to take on the 8th-ranked Kentucky Wildcats.
The Alabama women's basketball team is one of the top teams in the country as well. The Crimson Tide picked up a huge win on the road this past weekend. We'll show the highlights from that win when we return.
TideTV This Week is presented by Ford. Visit your local Ford dealer. Proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide, the University of Alabama, where legends are made.
In every moment, greatness awaits. For the bold, the visionary, and those ready to take their shot. Here, we don't chase success, we define it. The University of Alabama, where legends are made.
Welcome back. I'm Paige Riley alongside Roger Hoover, and this is Tide TV This Week. And just like the men's team, the Alabama women's basketball team is off to a really hot start.
Going into this past Sunday's matchup with the Ole Miss Rebels, Alabama was ranked 18th with a 15-2 record on the season, and it was time for that matchup against Ole Miss. Rebels would jump out to a 7-0 lead, but the Crimson Tide closed out the period, outscoring the Rebs 14-10 to cut the deficit to only 3 at 17-14.
Both teams traded leads in the second period until the Tide went on an 8-0 run to close out the period with a 31-27 lead.
Alabama then outscored Ole Miss 25-19 in the third to take a 10-point 56-46 lead into the final 10 minutes of play. In the fourth, the Crimson Tide knocked down 4 of 5 three-point shots. Over the final 2 minutes of play, Alabama knocked down 10 free throws to put the game on ice as the Crimson Tide improved to 16-2 on the year with the 84-78 win in Oxford.
Just really proud of the toughness that our kids showed today. Amazing crowd. I really appreciate everybody coming out to support SEC women's basketball. Ole Miss is a great team, and but credit our kids. A lot of toughness, a lot of road grit today, and I'm really proud of them.
Alabama made 12 three-pointers in the win, marking the 8th game this season where the Crimson Tide have connected on 10 or more. Making 7 of those threes was Aaliyah Nye. Nye led all scorers with a career-high 32 points.
Zay Green scored 27 points, and along with that, she had 9 assists and 7 rebounds. This win improved the Tide's record to 16-2 overall and 3-1 in SEC play.
With that win over the Rebels, Christy Curry's squad remains in the top 20 once again this week as the Tide is 19th in both the AP and coaches' top 25 polls.
The GOAT received another big honor this week. We'll tell you all about it coming up on Tide TV This Week.
Roll Tide, roll! The Alabama Crimson Tide.
Cunningham again. Shot good, and she's fouled. There she goes, and there's Barker.
Timmons there. Setting her team up.
Possibly the dagger for Alabama. Right to the rim. Got it. Kicks. Nye, right corner. 3. She hits it. Nye steals the inbounds. Left side to Timmons. Layup good. It's a 2-point game.
Welcome back to Tide TV This Week. I'm Paige Riley here with Roger Hoover, and even though Coach Saban has retired, he is still racking up the awards and honors like always.
The GOAT just keeps on winning, and this week he received one of the highest honors in all of college football. Coach Saban was selected as part of the 2025 College Football Hall of Fame class. A 7-time national championship coach, Saban is the first of the 2025 class to be announced. Saban is the 5th Alabama coach to be elected to the College Football Hall of Fame and the 27th inductee in program history.
He's a national champion, he's a Hall of Fame coach, and he's truly just one of the greatest to ever do it.
Indeed, and back in September, he also received a huge honor with the naming of the field in his honor at Bryant-Denny Stadium.
We have an all-access look for you guys at that historic night in Bryant-Denny.
Thank each and every one of you for coming here today. It means so much to us. The past 17 years haven't felt like work. Rather, it has felt like teamwork.
So I can't thank you enough for being here today, but I can't thank you enough for the support that you've given us in good times and in bad. And we want to continue to make Alabama one of the outstanding football programs in the country, but also one of the outstanding athletic programs in the country, because I think it's the window that people look at this great university and the impact that we were able to have by having a successful program has elevated our university, and I'm proud of the fact that we were able to contribute to do that in so many ways. So thank you very much, and roll tide.
The power of your voice elevated a program, a state. Count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time, welcome to Sandy Field.
It's my honor to welcome you to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, the home of the greatest program in college football history, the greatest fans in college football history, and the home of the two greatest coaches in the history of college football. It's both an honor and a privilege for me to welcome one of those gentlemen, Coach Nick Saban.
Thank you so much. I hope that this field being honored in our name is representative of how we represented you, the University of Alabama, but also that it represents all the players who played here and contributed to the success of the program, and all the coaches who worked to help those players be successful. And our administration, Greg, Dr. Bell, but most importantly, Mal Moore and Dr. Witt, who gave us the opportunity to come to the University of Alabama, and you, the fans, who've given us some of the greatest memories anybody could ever imagine by being your coach for 17 years in the greatest traditional program ever in America when it comes to football. We thank you so much. God bless you, and roll Tide.
Here in front of a full house at the Rhodes House.
It goes to the wall and it's gone!
We're going to be filled with Mudita like you wouldn't believe.
But this is a team that has been there, done that in terms of its history.
We're going to do whatever we need to do to get back to Oklahoma City.
And the Crimson Tide will ride this season's wave all the way to the World Series.
The junior Gabby Gladio.
I mean, watch this vault. Full twisting double back to a stuck landing. Round off 1.5. On her tippy toes. Huge. Final tumbling pass. Front layout to a fruity split jump.
Moving the ball, Youngblood able to maintain possession, drives in with the left hand, and he makes it.
Backdoor look, nails it for the flush. To Sears, tries it again. In and out, no good. Rebound, play by Filon. Sears again. Bombs.
Green goes to work, scoops inside, bends the corner. Whoa! 9. Oh yeah! Nice, got 7. 1 away from her career high.
Those were ATI Plays of the Week. Now let's take a look at our Players of the Week, brought to you by Legacy of Hope.
And let's start with that dominant performance from the Crimson Tide gymnastics team.
It was Gabby Gladio leading the Crimson Tide to that dominant win over the Tar Heels. Gladio won the event titles in both vault and floor, and won the all-around title with a 39.575.
Aaliyah and I scored a career-high 32 points in the Tide's win over the Ole Miss Rebels. Among those 32 points were 7 3-pointers as she connected on 7 of 11 from beyond the arc.
Zay Green recorded her 7th 20-point-plus game this year as she flirted with a triple-double. Green had a great all-around performance, scoring 27 points with 9 assists and 7 rebounds.
And lastly, the SEC Player of the Week, Mark Sears, had a game-high 27 points in the Tide's win over 10th-ranked Texas A&M. Sears connected on 9 of 10 from the free throw line and knocked down 4 shots from beyond the arc.
Certainly a big week for the Alabama gymnastics teams, along with a couple of huge SEC wins on the road for Alabama basketball.
We'll have a lot more basketball to talk about next week, plus we'll also have the SEC opener for the Alabama gymnastics team.
We'll have all that and much more right here on TideTV this week.
Hope to see you back here next week, same time, same channel. Roll Tide, everybody.
Roll Tide.
This has been a presentation from Learfield,